Each time we face our fears, we gain strength, courage, and confidence in the doing. Theodore Roosevelt. Hello, my name is Sean, and welcome to Stoic Mind, Noble Heart. Have you ever seen a person standing in the middle of chaos, everything and everyone around him falling apart, yet they are relaxed and seemingly unfazed? It seems that they have a plan and they know what they're doing. I will tell you how that person stayed so calm and why they accomplish more in their slow deliberation than all the people around them running and moving as fast as they can in a mad panic. Nothing is more inspiring than somebody who is unshakable. When all signs point to just give up, yet they stand their ground with deliberate intention. Even if it's for foolish reasons, they inspire reverence. You could have unshakable faith in God and that He will protect you. You can hold that faith in the face of an avalanche, standing unflinching into certain doom. That conviction can live in your body and give you unflinching calm, right up to the moment you are buried and killed. Being unshakable is not about having no fear. It's about having courage. It's about acceptance. It's about being committed to the point of no return. How do you become a solid stone of inspiration, parting the floodwaters of uncertainty around you? First and foremost, you must remain calm. This is easier said than done. Anyone who has had to talk in front of a group of people has experienced the unpleasant feeling of losing control over simple motor skills. Your hands start to shake, your mouth gets dry, it becomes difficult to remember what you are talking about. Worst of all, you feel anything but calm. But if you talk in front of people every day and do it again and again and again, all these symptoms go away. It becomes easier and easier every time you do it. You can apply this principle to anything you have fear of doing. It's called exposure therapy. How it works is you do little mini exposures to what you fear in order to prep yourself. For example, if you have a presentation coming up, you could start by just reading out loud in front of a mirror. Then you can level up to the family pet. Then do the reading in front of friends or family. This will do two things. It builds up your courage by confirming that you can do this and not get humiliated while being in a safe environment that is comfortable for you. Secondly, the practice builds confidence because the well-rehearsed words will flow out way easier. Soldiers employed the same principle by going on exercise, training as realistic as they can while remaining safe. So when they are exposed to extreme conditions on the battlefield, the soldiers are able to function. To remain calm in appearance is one thing, but this does you no good if your mind continues to be a screaming funhouse of terror. Seneca states, "We suffer more in our imaginations than in reality." When you feel stressed, you are most often living inside your head. It is distracting. It keeps you very busy, yet takes you nowhere. Stress makes you imagine the worst outcome 1,000 times over and over again while growing doubt within you. There are two kinds of stress. Something that we can control. If you can control it, then go ahead and get control of it. The main reason we lose control over something that we can control is usually due to lack of discipline. Most of us, by the time we are adults, have a good idea of what we should do. Basic stuff. Watch what you eat. Get some exercise. Do not spend more money than you make. Pay all your bills. Don't steal. Don't cheat. Don't lie. All these things will cause stress, but they are things that you can control for the most part. You can't hide from life. Don't do what you need to do. It will cause stress within your body. This stress will not go away until you show some form of ownership and self-discipline and do what you need to do. Secondly, there are things you cannot control or get control over. You have to come to terms with these things. If it's another person, say somebody you need to live with or work with, you need to find a way to align your needs with theirs. They are not going to change. You need to get away from them, or you need to find a way to turn them into an asset. Try seeing the world from their view. Try to figure out what their perspective is. You might think they are the biggest asshole in the world, but if they're causing you stress, it is your loss, not theirs. Work out a deal, outsmart them. Whatever you do, don't play their game. It is better to work with this person and only get 10% of what you're trying to get, rather than 0% just because you're unwilling to work with them. Drop your ego and figure out what you need to do, what you need to compromise, or you will lose out because you didn't want to give them an inch. If the situation is way beyond your control, like a disease, namely COVID, or some other pandemic, or another world event that you're caught up in, you need to accept the situation. As difficult as it may be, you might not get to do your usual routine. Deal with it. Don't let it bother you. Wishing it wasn't so won't change the reality. Dwelling on it will just eat you up and waste your time. You need to turn it on itself. Embrace it. Use it to make you sharper. Become more alert. Learn. Become more focused. Become more determined. Like Sun Tzu said, appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. I would like to show you a flow chart that has really helped me change my outlook on life and how I can let go of situations that I have no control over. It goes like this. Do you have a problem in life? No? Then why worry? If yes, can you do something about it? Yes? Then do something about it, and then why worry? No? You can't do something about it? Then why worry? So simple, but an effective way of remembering that you shouldn't stress about things you cannot do anything about. Once you've employed these techniques that I've talked about, you should now appear calm because you have tempered your fear through repeated small exposures to your fear. Your mind is no longer racked with worry because you have dealt with stressors in your life and has stopped worrying about things you cannot do anything about. You now have time to think. You have time to breathe. And when you have time to think, you can assess the situation and determine what your end goal is. When you know your goal, you can start to create options. Somebody with options is even more relaxed and even more confident. You can review these options and determine what is your best option. Once you have your best option, you can make a plan. And once you have a plan, you can decisively commit to that plan. Once you've committed to something, you no longer have to waste energy on thinking about what your stance will be. You understand all the pros, you understand all the cons. You understand all the options available if the plan doesn't work out and you need a plan B. You are prepared and confident. You now have a line to hold and you are unwilling to compromise. You can now strive forward with unshakable confidence. Be the unshakable warrior you can be. Stand and deliver. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius.